Welcome, everyone, to the All Talk Pod. This podcast was supposed to start a long time ago, but life happened, and as 2020 so aggressively showed us, quarantine also happened. So we had to get creative and figure out a way to record in 3 separate spaces. Our second postponement came with the murder of George Floyd. We saw the Black Lives Matter movement take off as it should have, and we postponed again to make sure the goals of this podcast were aligned with our reality. And the reality is that this is not important. Equality is important. Police reform is important. Black lives are important. So while we will try to make this fun, we will also not be shying away from tough and necessary discussions. So we hope you enjoy, and here we go.
Let's all send them to Florida. They can have Florida. That could be Trump country. They can have Florida. We can figure out a way to detach them from this. No, I'm just saying. No, I'm saying this because I'm waiting. Okay, hear me out. I'm saying this because they want America to be all white. Mm-hmm. So why don't they just all congregate together? They can have. Nobody fucking likes Florida. Everybody talks shit about Florida. The weirdest people come out of Florida. They can live there. And then we can figure out a way to detach them from the rest of the states, and they can float off.
Get a saw and cut them off.
And then we can all move on with our fucking lives, okay? We can all move on and live the way that we all want to live, and they could be in their own little island living their racist and sensual ways, and they can just live, and we can all live, and everybody's happy.
They can live the way they want to live, and we can live the way we want to live. Is that what I'm hearing?
Right, and there's no association. They are completely on their own. They can build a wall to make sure nobody gets in. They don't have to worry about it because nobody will. So they can build their walls.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack in all of that. Yeah, there's a lot.
The silence was deafening. Silence was.
And on that note,
yeah. Happy 4th.
Anyways.
Remember the movie Independence Day where...
I love that movie.
Okay, good. Because I'm about to talk about it.
I'm the only one that does not care for that movie.
Really?
Okay, well, just picture this. Picture people on top of a really tall building in New York, and they're having a party at the top of it. In 2020, they would all ideally be wearing masks. But anyway, party is popping.
Well, you're in New York. That's good.
And there's an alien spaceship that they're partying to because they want to, be beamed up because they're over it. They're over it. And they want to be beamed up. And that was
on the rooftop.
Yeah, and they're on the rooftop. And they've got a bunch of signs saying, we're over it pretty much. And, just take me or something. They were a bunch of crazy people. But the point is that I feel like more people would be willing to do that now if aliens came. Of course, in that movie, spoiler alert, they ended up being blown up. But...
Well, let's not forget that there was literally a group of people that tried to rush Area 51. People were willing to die to rush Area 51.
Yeah, but something
remember
is
that? That happened 6 months ago?
Yeah, but something is there.
But that was
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something is there.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if we could talk about it a lot because of Lindsay, but something is there. So
I don't know anything about Area 51. Well, more than the public knowledge.
Yeah. Is that your statement? Is that what your statement is?
That's to clear my name.
Let's get it. Let's sign a petition. Let's start a petition and see if the aliens will listen to these petitions.
Let's send it like O did, O the Booth from home. Let's send it to the entire galaxy.
Shout out.
Okay.
Shout out.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anybody didn't know what that was. It's a kids movie, just by the way. Sorry.
So 2020.
This is why.
And, quarantine happened in March. Or at least for us, it was March. And ever since then, I feel like we've been in a downward spiral.
It's an understatement.
And so what have you learned about yourselves during this quarantine? What's been happening? What have you been doing?
Ooh, I got a good one.
Well, I would hope so, because this is
So,
prime podcast content that we're making here. So
I have no idea.
So I think the one thing I've learned the most, just by like because because obviously everyone's at home, like there's a lot of things that have been going on with like everybody, like celebrities and the world, just like a lot of shit, right? I think the one thing that I've learned the most is to be freaking accountable. Like hold yourself up to what you say and just be accountable, right?
yeah, 100%.
Like, I just feel like if everyone just owned up to their shit, we would all be in such a better place. But no, everyone wants to be assholes. And now look, we're like just literally like aliens. Any minute, you could just zap me. Take me.
The aliens, that is.
Anyways,
Yes, aliens.
yes. Anyways, so yeah, also, I'm a savage.
No, yes, we
I
know.
am a savage.
I mean,
I
haven't you
feel
always
like the savage, well, no, but like I just feel like the level of savageness that you get when you're like 80,
your savagery?
I'm experiencing now.
Yeah, I get you.
I hate people, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
I think that 2020 has brought out all of our anger. 2020 came
I
in
will say
like
though,
new decade, worse me. You know, like 2020 was like, no, like no.
like,
And
like,
I think it's
but
pulled
I
out a
will
lot
say,
more anger than we ever thought we had for 2020.
oh
And
yeah,
also, I feel like I have to say, people are now finally pushing what they should have been pushing a long time ago, which is Black Lives Matter. So I
like,
think,
like the fact that we're, well, and the fact that we're just now scratching the surface, like, come
yeah.
on.
Lindsay, what have you learned in quarantine? What's been going on with you? What have you been doing? What are your tips and tricks for corn?
Wow.
I feel so lame. I do not have anything as good as that.
All Olympia's
I
been
am
doing is buying oversized dog chew toys and
That's the truth.
and perfecting her croissant bun
Yes.
and just eating grapes on her couch. Oh, all while being paid.
Oh, but also you've been
Whatever.
making us masks. So shout out, because
thank you.
yeah, you've
Oh,
made
yeah.
Trying to keep
you
you
made me my
safe.
first.
all of us masks.
You made me my first quarantine mask.
And you made
Yes,
mom and
Wow.
dad
girl.
masks
Cheers
too.
louder.
I did.
So yeah, you made the fam masks.
I did. I just rolled
And
out
also,
another set.
Forever.
and also shout out to the large oversized dog toys that Luna's getting. So, you know, she's
That
living
she
her
has
best
mastered
quarantine life.
to destroy in 10 minutes.
Well, she's large. She's a very large puppy. So
She just likes to chew
it's okay.
everything.
Yeah, that's okay.
And unstuff everything. Yeah, I never thought I could get any lazier in my life. Then quarantine happened. Here we are.
Well, you know, I feel like more people found out what true introverts they were. Like, I feel like you knew you were an introvert. Those of us that are introverts knew we were introverts before, but we didn't know how just committed we could be to being an introvert. And then
Yep.
quarantine came and we're like, I never have to leave this 1,000 square foot place again. Like, I don't ever have to.
But it's also kind of ruining me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. At least in the professional world, because I stumble on my words a lot more. I don't know. I've been more lazy with just my vocabulary, I guess.
Well, you know, I did read an article that said that whenever you're working remotely, like your virtual meetings are supposed to be harder than in-person meetings in terms of like your nerves. Like, people get more nervous with virtual meetings. Like, I did read about that, because they get nervous about being on camera, they get nervous about speaking, and they, you know, you don't really have any body language to compete with, like with other people, or
That's true.
So it can be like nerve-wracking. So maybe that's part of that. I don't know.
True. Maybe. Very true.
Also, what I was trying to do when I was in quarantine before I started working again, I tried to like do things that are like mind stimulating. So like word search puzzles, reading, maybe doing like, I know this sounds really weird and super nerdy, but I love doing those test typing
Oh my God, me too.
things online. And you're just like, you practice like you're typing. I know
Keeps
that
me
sounds so
sharp.
lame, but I love doing those. Right. It keeps you sharp. It's good practice.
Keeps it fast.
But it's also mind stimulating because it's really easy to fall into a slump of not wanting to get out of bed, just going to turn on the TV, so I find that doing stuff like that helps.
Which
Reading.
my heart is always with people who are dealing with mental health issues, and quarantine has just shined an even brighter light. Especially for me personally, like I definitely had.
You're forced to face your
Yeah,
demons.
I definitely
You've
had
been
my dark
forced
days,
to.
and
Yeah.
I even told myself like I need to establish a routine, whether I just get up and take a shower and do my makeup or something, which I did for a little while, and it made me feel a lot better. But yeah, no.
But you saw a lot of that too. I saw a lot of people saying stuff like that too. Like you're not having to work, you don't necessarily have to work 40 hours a week anymore. You're not having to see people. You're not having to interact with people. You're literally just by yourself. So there's no distractions anymore. Yeah. It's just you and your thoughts, and you're just in your little home, kind of confined if you think about it. And you're just forced to sit there.
Yeah.
And so that I think a lot of people use work and their everyday, just busy lives to mask what's really going on.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I had a lot of highs and I had a lot of lows during quarantine, just based with my anxiety. So like at the beginning, I had a lot of anxiety to stay busy because I know how I can be when I'm at home. I'm like Dad, I have to be doing things. I get bored really easily. So I was like working out more. I was going for drives. And I know this is, reckless, but I was going to Walmart just to like look around. I stopped doing that eventually, but I was like trying to find stuff to do every single day. And then I got comfortable like being at home, and then I just tanked. Oh my God. There was like 2 weeks where I was just like, dude, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
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 Like I haven't seen my family. I haven't talked to anybody. I can't go anywhere past HEB. Like I'm so tired of eating.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of not eating. I'm hungry, but I like nothing sounds good.
Yep, that was me.
I don't want to do anything. I don't want to watch TV. I don't want to read a book. I got tired of literally everything. Nothing sounded good. There wasn't anything I could do that would satisfy.
You're in like this big slump.
Just feelings.
Yeah,
right.
That's how I was too. But honestly, actually, you reminded me that the hardest part for me during quarantine was absolutely not seeing y'all.
Oh yeah.
Like that was so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, not seeing family was the worst. Is still the worst.
So
yeah.
Because we used to spend we used to at least see each other once a week, on weekends and stuff, and see mom and dad. And now, no, COVID's like, no, girl, no.
Yeah.
That's how COVID is, and that is hard. That is super hard, not seeing people.
It still trips me out that we are living through a pandemic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like it still trips me out that the commercials that you now see on TV are based around quarantine.
The Rona.
So people are making jokes about like the Zoom meetings, and now you can order you can buy a car through an app, and you can have your car delivered to you to keep you from going to the dealership. Curbside pickup, and alcohol is delivered. Like you can deliver alcohol to your house. So it's just, And then, of course, the mask wearing. Everyone's wearing masks. And now all these designers are coming out with like mask lines and everyone's selling masks. You can buy a mask at fucking Target with like polka dots on it. And it's just, oh my God. I bought 2 new masks today online because they were cute. I was like, oh, what a fashion
No shame.
statement. Look at my mask. Like, oh my God, look at my mask. And it's just, and then going to the store and every other like song is the announcement, practice social distancing, wash your hands for 20. And it's like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
we're living in a post-apocalyptic movie.
Yes, I was
And
just
then
about to
can
say
we
that.
just talk? Well, can we just talk about, okay, so I've been feeling very Handmaid's Tale since all of
Oh,
this
God.
happened, right? But to make it even more ironic, get this. Okay, so Big Pharma, there's this Big Pharma company.
Oh my God, don't even get me started.
The name of this Big Pharma company is Gilead.
What?
And apparently, this company has created a vaccine for coronavirus, but they're going to charge Americans $2,000 for it.
It only costs
when it only
$10.
It only costs $10 to develop, but Gilead is going to sell it for $2,000. It's a fucking COVID vaccine for we are in a global pandemic, and they are going to charge the first ever vaccine $2,000. Oh my! I could spit.
I read it was it was $3,000 for US, and then international it was cheaper. It was like $2,800 or something. This analogy just popped in my head and I completely forgot how it specifically goes, but like this is a math analogy. So it's something like you save a penny on day 1, then
so only Lindsay is going to get this analogy.
I'm going to try to explain it. So you save a penny on day 1, and then on day 2 you double
already
it.
lost.
Day
Hold on,
3
let me
you
get
double
a
it.
let me get a pen and paper.
Okay, wait.
I don't.
So we
listen.
have one. So now we have 3 pennies.
So you keep doubling it every single day, and then by the end of the month you're supposed to have like a lot of money. I don't remember the number, but that's literally kind of what I think of when I think of the COVID cases, because it's literally like the numbers like are tripling, like doubling and tripling every freaking day, and it's literally just the daily highs. Like every day we have a new daily high, and It's so frustrating. And then we have stupid Orange Cheeto in office who wants to take away testing sites and says that if we don't test, we won't have a lot of numbers. That doesn't change a dang thing.
You're just dropping some knowledge bombs.
Stupid. I don't understand. They're still gonna exist. It's not gonna be on a chart.
What? Just knowledge bombs. Lindsay's over here giving you the Petri dish. Am I right?
Dang.
The Bunsen burner is lit. Am I right?
Dang.
Okay, y'all stop.
Oh my goodness.
My personal height then.
It's all about science and math with that one. Am I right, guys?
But
am I right? Are the numbers adding up?
Am I right?
No.
Am
I
right?
know, Lindsay. Am I right?
Am I right?
Yes.
Wow. Just knowledge bombs.
Anyways.
Okay, well, what have I been doing during quarantine? Thank you for asking.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Ashley. You're a part of this too. What have you learned during quarantine?
I've been working remotely, as a lot of people have been. And then I've just been watching just a ton of Netflix.
Like everybody.
Yeah, and a ton of
good. That's healthy.
Yeah, it's super healthy. And I've been pretty active on social media, but yeah, Netflix and social media, even though I do need to take breaks from social media from time to time just for my own mental health. Yeah, my new thing is, and I know Lauren's seen this, Unsolved Mysteries just got rebooted and I'm so excited.
Did you finally watch freaking episodes?
R.I.P. Robert Stack.
I haven't watched
Wow. Okay. Well, I have. I've watched the first. I've only not seen 2 episodes, so I've watched like 4 out of 6.
I've only seen the first 2 episodes. But can we talk about it, Lindsay?
Yes,
can you just
it's fine. It's fine.
Thank you.
Spoiler alert.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. So let me just say this. Okay, I appreciate the remix on the original sound theme song.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I
Nailed it.
appreciate, and then it has like some like I appreciate the remix of it, right? But is it just me, or is it still kind of like a little naive? Like I feel like both of these murders, or at least in the first two episodes, both murders could have been solved.
Well, okay.
Like because both the second one was the worst. The second one, it was the worst, and then it was the best at the same time because it was the worst. Because it was like they interviewed. Do you remember the second episode, Ashley, with the lady with the nails, the hair salon?
Yes, the
She
poor
went
lady,
missing
yeah.
or whatever, and yes, and they like described the crime scene, and then they interviewed. Spoiler: they interviewed that like serial killer guy.
Yes.
And they admitted to him being crazy and like killing people, and he described the crime scene, like he described the lady, how he knew her, what he did, and it was like the perfect crime scene. And they were like, okay, we got the murder, he admitted to it. And then the next day the murderer was like, oh, never mind, I take it all back. And so the detectives were like, well, he retracted his statement, so now we're back to square
But
one.
I thought
It wasn't him. But I don't know how he knew the crime scene. It wasn't him. And
I
was
thought
like,
he was also
yes, it
but
is.
he was also not in the area. I thought they proved that he wasn't in the area or something like that.
No, I think they went off of the body because they said the murder guy said that he threw her body off of the bridge into the river. And then when they tried to search the river, they couldn't find anything about her. Like they couldn't find anything. And then he came back and said, "Just kidding. I take it all back. I didn't really do it."
She wasn't.
But
She
I'm
wasn't
just
in the
like,
river anyway. She was in the
right.
woods or something behind the church.
But I'm just thinking to myself, first of all, this guy is crazy. Like y'all know he's crazy. So he probably is telling the truth in some capacity.
Okay, well for those
and then
people
they showed
that watched Unsolved Mysteries like way back in the day, they were cases that a lot of them, or not a lot of them, but some of them had obvious like, oh well, that guy obviously did it, like obviously he did it, but they don't have enough evidence to convict these people or to arrest these people in some cases, and so they're relying on the public to get that information or to come forward with new information. So like the updates of Unsolved Mysteries were always my favorite, of course, because you're getting an update and it's usually like a really good one. And you know, they would air the episode and then Robert Stack would be like, update, and it's like, update, we caught the killer, and or the killer's wife came forward and said, oh yeah, he completely did it, and he's got like, I don't know, like teeth in his basement or something, I don't know, like something crazy like that, and then they would be able to arrest that person. So I think that, not to say that they don't know, like even in that first episode, it's like, oh my God, well that guy totally did it, or you know, or who probably did it.
And it was just like,
But
okay, just because they put a
they don't
gag
have
order on the
any,
company.
well, they don't have any evidence to arrest that person. Or
but how? I've seen so many crime shows where they like get DNA samples and then they test the way of the accident, and it's like they just felt like, oh, there wasn't enough evidence, we're just gonna give up, that's it. And it's like, oh my God.
Well, the first episode, the crime scene I thought was completely tainted. Like there wasn't anything. There was just that he like had a couple of things that looked like they were staged on the roof, and then it was just a hole where his body was found.
Right, but like, did the body have it? Well, no, because he had been decomposed.
Yeah,
he
had been there, unfortunately, for like several days, I think.
But like his items, like like the hotel didn't have security cameras.
One of them
like
was broken.
They got nothing.
One of them was broken. Yeah, no, I get it, but that's why they're unsolved mysteries. You know.
Anyways, I have to keep going. Have you seen any of the international ones yet? I haven't.
I've seen the one in Paris, and no, I'm sorry, not Paris, Versailles, France, and then I saw the alien one, and then that's when we stopped. Of
course,
I love the alien. Those were my favorite unsolved mysteries. Were the alien.
Oh no, not mine.
I know, because you used to get scared.
Mine.
I remember.
Well, I used to get scared.
But yeah, so Unsolved Mysteries. Let's see what else. I did watch.
Oh,
okay, go ahead.
I have been obsessed. Y'all need to watch Pose. Today, tomorrow, yesterday, last week, last year, y'all need to watch Pose. That show, first of all, I I'm just very like inspired right now by the LGBTQ community. Like I am obsessed with
Yes.
everybody right now. Like I saw the documentary
Oh, that was
Disclosure.
so
Ashley,
good.
I know you saw it. Oh,
Disclosure was so
it's
good.
just so good. It's just so
Can we talk
good.
about Disclosure
The
for a
trans
minute?
community,
And
yes, the trans community is so underrepresented, but at the same time, they are. I never realized how misrepresented. There we go. Misrepresented they've always been.
yeah, I think
Because a lot of the show clips that they showed, I was like, oh my gosh, I remember seeing that on TV. And I remember, you know what I
I
mean?
think that
Anyways.
I think she said it perfectly when she was talking about her relationship with her parents, and she was saying how, I accepted, and I'm obviously butchering her story. Go watch Disclosure, but she was pretty much saying, to paraphrase, that her relationship with her parents were not great, and she had to actually end up just accepting that they were not going to ever fully accept her. And then she started watching some of these trans documentaries that had come. I think she was specifically talking about I Am Kate. Um, and she was watching these parents talk about having transgendered children and how much they one father in particular was talking about his transgendered son, I want to say. Do you
Oh,
remember
yes.
that?
I
And he was
remember
like,
that.
oh
Yeah, I
yes,
remember that
he's
scene.
that's my unicorn child, and saying how wonderful he is, and just going on about um how wonderful his child is, and that she had to really take a look at herself and say, like, I deserve better, pretty much. Like, I deserve that, and why couldn't my parents be that for me? And then she made a comment saying, you don't know that you deserve that until you see it, and then like, obviously I deserve that, and and you start to love yourself. And I think that's what representation is. It is seeing someone that you identify with, someone that represents you or a person in your community, and saying, that's what I deserve. That's it. That's what I did not have that. I didn't know that was possible. And that's what I deserve. And that's why representation is so important. And obviously, like I said, Disclosure goes into more depth about what we've been kind of fed via the media specifically, and goes into what we've been taught about the transgender community over the years since the beginning of it all, and why we need to unlearn certain things and have representation, more representation, and more representation for these communities, specifically transgendered communities, and uh, Black transgendered community, the Black transgender community, because I think that's also super important. So anyway, it goes into all that. Disclosure is amazing. Everyone needs to watch Disclosure. It's just so good. Yeah, it really is.
So I love food. So of course, anything food related I try to follow because I love food. So there was this love Twitter, this local baker, I guess, yeah, baker in San Antonio, and she makes homemade cheesecakes. But
Oh,
I was so intrigued by her because the pictures that she shared on Twitter were like personal size. They look like personal size cheesecakes, and I don't know about you guys, but something about personal size anything is just aesthetically pleasing to me. So I was intrigued by the personal size cheesecakes that you could buy from her. And so I followed her
I get
Instagram
that.
because she's based out of San Antonio. So you can like DM her orders. Like I think she has like you can order like on Sundays or something like that, and then she'll deliver them to you like throughout the week. But she has this one cheesecake. I want to say it's like a lemon cheesecake with a blueberry like compote on top of it.
I'm
And
just
it
not
just
looking
looks
at it.
so good. Wow,
Wow.
Lindsay. It just looks
Oh, because I want
so
to plug
good.
her.
Lindsay, what's her, since you're there, what's her handle?
Her Twitter handle is Tortilla. It's TortillYA.
That's her Twitter. What's her Instagram? I'm talking about Instagram. This is the Golden Gram, not Twitter.
Wow,
God.
Lindsay.
I know. You just asked for the Twitter handle.
I said I got it from her Twitter handle. Like I got
her Instagram. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Jeez.
You're late.
Oh, I got it.
Sierra's shut up. Sierra's Sweet Cakes _ is her Twitter handle. And
Sierra Graham.
And yeah, she just has like she posted this Rocky Road cheesecake. Oh, it just looks so freaking good. So I just need to order from her already and, call it a day.
I've been just watching a lot of ASMR because I love ASMR. So yeah. But I only like the ASMR where they eat desserts. Okay, I just want to be very clear because there's a lot of weird ASMR out there. There's a lot of weird, crazy ASMR.
The eating and my favorite ones are the fried food ones. I love listening to them bite into like the corn dogs, like those fried corn dogs that they have. I don't know what it is. It's just so good. Anyway.
No, I love candies and sweets. Those are the ones that I like. Anytime they're eating like cakes or gummies or, marshmallows.
The cake ones I like.
Yeah, I love that.
And then I'm always thinking like, does your stomach hurt after that? Because they eat so much during quantity.
Yes.
Well, and just like the sugar, like the dessert ones, like they eat so many things, like the ice cream and the cakes and the macaroons and the gummies and the hard candies. And it's just like in the shakes. And I'm like, my stomach hurts just watching y'all. And how are they so skinny? I don't understand how they remain so skinny. I'm like, y'all eat
some of them's
much.
teeth though aren't great. So, like check some of them's teeth. Like some of them either have veneers or they're not great. I'm not saying that it's because of all the sweets that you're eating, but if you put out like 3 videos a week and they're all cake, I'm just saying my diabetes is shook.
That's true.
Okay, my diabetes is shook.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of sugar. So
right. And so it's impressive. It's
impressive.
But
it's sheer quantity. We're just 3 squirrel friends talking on the phone.
We're just trying to survive out in these streets, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Amen.
Trying to survive it all.
It's fine. Ugh.
Sorry. We're late, but it's fine. Okay. So the title of our episode
Take 4.
Well, Lauren keeps cackling, so
because get it right, okay? Get it right. Get it right. How about that? Get it right.
The title of our episode, We're Late, But It's Fine, really came out of
you.
What?
Because you made it up.
Can you let me finish and see if y'all like it? So, the title of
y'all sound robotic.
What?
Your mother.
Really? We
Is
sound
it just
bad?
me? Both of you sound robotic.
Like, what do you mean robotic?
Like you're breaking in and out.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Do I sound?
You sound better.
Robotic?
Ash taught.
What about me? Do I sound?
You sound better.
Okay, I think
maybe it was
you.
just like a wave or something. Yeah, maybe my Wi-Fi went in and out.
I think it was just you.
Sorry, y'all sounded weird.
I think it's you, but thank you for bringing that to the attention of the pod. So
she's like, you sound like robots. Lizzie's just like throwing freaking commentary, just like out of nowhere.
Okay, we're late, but it's fine.
Jesus. Okay. So the podcast, our episode. Oh my god. Let me breathe. Okay.
Sorry.
Our episode title. Wow. Fucking can't. Stop fucking talking. Who was that?
Lindsay. Lindsay.
Actually, at all.
God damn it.
Sorry. I didn't know you were talking.
How do you not know we're talking? It's recording.
Because I didn't hear you.
Get
I didn't even hear Lauren.
together.
It was dead
my God.
Oh my God, so funny. God, that was so...
All right.
Take 67.
Look,
Anyways.
this is us, okay? You're going to hear a lot of wheezing, a lot of wheezing laughter, okay? You're going to hear a lot of take 65s, all right? Just
That's
who we
it,
are.
move on.